Going on? What is going on? What's up? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Up. We got a little audio in the background here. Hold on. There we go. So, welcome. Welcome. It is 9:10 p.m. on a Saturday. And this is where I choose to be, right? That is the way of the life of trading crypto 24/7. Crypto does not have any hours, right? So it's actually, though, something I've always liked about trading crypto. I've actually kind of had a pattern of placing trades on Sundays, I've noticed, but generally that's like placing orders for areas that we're not quite at yet, right? So kind of planning for the week, if I'm gonna be buying anything, what are the areas I'm interested in, placing limit orders normally, trying to scoop some dips. Yo, what up? We got Brick. What's up, dude? How's it going? You're just chilling on YouTube? I'm trying to make you a moderator, actually. I don't know how to do it on here. I guess I can't have channel moderators yet with this few of subscribers. Well, I'm just going to be checking on my crypto. Nice, you have an alert on? That's dope. Well, I'm just going to be checking on my crypto. It's with markets dipping and, you know, of course, so I've been intentionally not wanting to look at it. Not really. But we are dipping, and I kind of had a line here that I had drawn on from a previous, I thought it was from this wick right there. I think that's supposed to be from right there. So I want to see this hold, and we are kind of getting a little bit of a bounce here. So I like that. I have a grid bot set for this whole range. So right now, as this is coming down, I am scooping a little bit more Bitcoin. And my alts, though, are probably being affected by this dip. So it's not quite enough I'm not bearish yet. I mean, I could definitely see us testing these lows now that we've broken this area. But actually, I'm more looking for this to just hold here and bounce. I mean, not that I want to draw a trend line on it, but I'm looking for this to bounce right here. If we do come down, I'd be looking at 95 is my next level I have drawn out here. This is just on the daily. We can put it on the weekly too and look at it a little more clean. Look at this. So yeah, this level makes sense to me down here if we do continue down. Otherwise, I like this high or this. Oh, this is what it's probably set on. I think I had it set on these two candle bodies right there. That's why it's a little higher than that. So yeah, I like that we're holding here, making higher lows on the weekly still. So zooming out, this is just Bitcoin. So I'm gonna look at my altcoin positions in a second. Here's the 4 hour. So this is actually what I was kind of planning on already. I'm like, you know, it could break out here, but then we could start chopping. And look, so far we hit this exact area. So I'm kind of expecting this to chop, and that's why I put the grid bot on. Oh, I gotta sneeze. If I unmute it, then it comes back. If I mute it, it goes away. So, well, I hope you're having a good weekend, Brick. I've definitely been trying to relax a little bit, and well, a little bit of both. I've been trying to relax and work. I stayed up late last night editing videos. So yeah, I'm looking at this I'm kind of, this is like not actually a prediction. It was just kind of funny. What I thought would be the funniest is if we break out and chop back down, break out, chop back down. I'm like, that might be the most pain. Like, everyone's gonna get bearish at the, like, once we're below 100,000 again, right? I mean, even right now, people might be starting to get a little bearish. You just got home from graduation. Nice. From your graduation? Oh, wow. Congratulations. That's dope. That is awesome. Huge. So, yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to see what it does. I kind of could imagine it just chopping here and how funny that would be to make that high and maybe even come back down a little lower, 100K, make a high and just keep chopping between like 100 and 110 or something like that, right? Or even 115. That'd be funny to make a high and then come back down, right? Bitcoin likes to mess with us. So I'm still thinking, I don't know, it might be the opportunity to start stacking some Bitcoin, but I'm still trying to play the alts. I think when they do move, they will still be outperforming Bitcoin, the right ones at least. So this is a 1 hour Bitcoin chart. This area right here seems substantial. And we bounced right at the middle of it. So I'm going to watch this range. Actually, I kind of like that in the hourly. And I wonder if there could be some plays here. I mean, it's such a... I don't really have enough money in this account to... Oh, wow. I just realized how messed up the screen looks, guys. That's so weird. That is so weird. I don't know how that happened. I don't get why it changed it so much. There you go. Whatever. That's better. So, yeah, I like this range here. When we were chopping here before, I was looking to long the breakout, which actually it did kind of set a breakout here where we bounced right there and then popped. And I was looking to close positions below it. So actually, I think I wrote those two reminders that I wrote, I think, with this range here. But then we kind of kept going longer and then finally broke out. So I don't know. I'm going to leave that on the chart. And here's ETH. ETH still looks good to me. We're at the middle of this range. So I don't know what that is about. I'm just going to delete it. ETH still looks good to me. I want to see it continue to break out though. You know, getting to 3,000 would be nice. Getting above this like 28.59. And then Cardano is hurting. So Cardano, I'm in a position right now where we're almost stopped out, not quite though. And it's so hard because look, it was so close to hitting my TP. I really should have trailed with it. Like I could have trailed to here at least. Instead though, we just take the full L, it looks like, or it looks like we're gonna take a full L. Maybe it's bouncing right here. So if this bounce holds into the week, if we get another little rally, then maybe I'll try to trail my stop loss. So I'm gonna actually put a reminder here to trail stop loss. Hold on, let me set it a little bit lower, delete. I want to remind myself right here. Trail stop loss. If I get stopped out of these, it is what it is, right? It's just another trade. So auto was the main one I was concerned about. I also have some XRP, right? So let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my god. Look at that. That's crazy. How close that got. I think it did hit. Because I think I actually had to front run what I set actually on my chart. I think that did hit my TP1, right? And so it's back. So, I mean, this is almost where we'd want to be buying, I think, if Bitcoin's going to stay strong. So I think I need to watch Bitcoin closely tomorrow and Monday. All right, so let's look at my positions. Going to 3Commas. I don't know what chart to leave it on. Okay, I'm actually going to delete that. There you go. Some trade ideas would maybe be longing from down here. So I'm just going to go full screen 3Commas. Yeah. All right, so what are we looking at here? All right, so we have my ETH bot on the screen right here. So we can see the ETH bot's working. The range is too small. So I'm barely making anything, you know, after the fees and everything. The profit, I mean, there's at least profit there. But yeah, it's not the worst. It's not that good though. Okay, fees $18, profit 47. Oh, that's just one day. $48 to $18 in fees. So it's working. But the fees are taking a good bit of it. It's just such a small account to be running this type of grid bot. I think having a more focused position with a tighter grid would be, you know, more beneficial, but then I have to time it better when I turn it on and off. So this is working though as a hedge position, like how I wanted it. Oh wait, let's keep looking at that. Alright, so we are down a little bit, right? The count is at 4,413. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm on here, right? The reason I'm coming on all the time, whenever I do, right? A few times a week at least. I'm live managing my portfolio. So what I want to do is check the exposure that we're at the very minimum. So I'm going to put in today's date and let's see what exposure we're at. So I'm going to go to the dashboard and see that we are in 37.85% USD. So about 38% USD. So that means 62% exposure. So look how much the exposure has gone up. Now that we've dipped. So I am more exposed, and that's because the grid bot's bought right on the dip. So I don't actually, now that that is happening, I don't really want to add to this. I don't want to add that many swing trades or anything right now. I don't want to add any more positions. Oh, wait. Alright, here we go. So here's the grid bot on Bitcoin. We can see this is when I turn it on, and we're already at the lower part of the range. So I'm hoping we keep chopping here. And XRP. XRP, we've already almost went to the high of the range. Oh man, so this XRP grid bot is working really well, right? We came down almost to the high, back down again. Exactly what we want to see with one of these grid bots, and we can see the results here are higher from that spot. Still a bit of fees, but more profit. Okay, so this is buying as it's coming down, right? Same thing with the ETH bot, buying as it's coming down. I mean, maybe with this ETH one, what if I tightened it to here, 2560, and I tighten this down to here, to 2840. It does mean if we dip though, it will buy it up quicker. So having it wider like this is less aggressive. The other thing I could do is widen the buys and sells, right? So I'm actually going to consider that. I'm going to click on this because I don't think it's really making enough per trade. Yeah, it really isn't. I mean, it's working, but let's edit it. Let's see what we can do. Okay, so right now there's 28 levels. So first thing I kind of want to do is increase the amount of levels, or decrease the amount of levels, I mean. So 2.5, 20. I'm just going to kind of visually see how many times it hits. There's also the back testing. Okay, so maybe what I'm going to do is just back test it. Get a decent one. And then I'll do like 2 more tries. And do whatever back tests the best. But normally what I do is I just visually line up where the grids land on the chart. And I can kind of see where, if it's been hitting them well or not. Okay, so this profit in the last 120 days is 10%. So now I'm going to edit it. Let's try this just out of curiosity. 5%, 3%, 4%, 2%, 3%. I mean, that's not really the worst. Maybe like 2.8 or 2.75. Let's see how that tests. That's actually a bit higher percentage. Look, that does profit more when I increased it by almost a few percent. So I'm going to just go to 3% and see. So we're using the back testing to optimize my grid bot positions. I could tell I was looking at excuse me. So yeah, I was looking at my grid bot position and I was looking at the stats of the trades, even though it is up 5% right now after all of this. I could tell that it was getting eaten up by fees. A lot of the profits were getting eaten up by fees. So what we're doing is back testing, and I'm trying out different amounts of steps to see what's testing more. And so far, doing 3% is the higher I've done it, the better it's testing. So, I mean, it did rally here, so it makes sense. But I'm going to try to find a sweet spot. So it started at like 1 point something percent, and I'm working my way up. Yeah, so I mean, that's even having better results. I mean, I don't hate it. Let's try 6% while we're here. Yeah, still works. 14%, so it has gone up. That's 6%. I mean, not bad. I could see doing that. I'm trying to decide. Maybe like 5.5. Let's try that. All right, one more. Oh yeah, there we go. Look, that was actually a big spike in profit. It's just dropping at that 0.5%. So I think that's the money. We're gonna go with that. That's the best one so far. So I'm gonna confirm it. So there we go. I think we're optimizing now. Instead of so many, look at all these little trades. It's going to widen out a bunch. Look, that's way different. That's crazy how many grids there were there. So we're really changing it. I don't think I'm going to edit the XRP one because that one's been doing well. And the Bitcoin one is new, so it's down right now. So it's been more in buy mode. It hasn't hit as many sell orders yet. I do think this Bitcoin position I could add to it. We are at high percent exposure, right? We're at 62%. And I could stand to increase it a little bit more as long as it's on a grid bot though. I don't have stop losses on these grid bots though, so if something major happened, it could definitely take a bigger L on them if than I would if I had a stop loss somewhere. So yeah, the only other one now I'm considering is Bitcoin. If I would want to loosen it up a little bit. I mean, maybe I should use the backtest feature. So let's do that. I'm going to go to edit and continue edit. And then I'm going to do the same thing I just did with the ETH grid bot. I'm going to backtest a few different levels. Okay, so right now that's set to 16 levels, and pretty much what we're finding is increasing it a little bit, or decreasing the amount of levels, whatever. Increasing the space between the levels is helping. So let's go for, what do we want? 10. Alright, let's backtest 10 just to start. So I know we've already managed these positions multiple times, but that's kind of what I do. I just kind of slowly manage everything and try to keep a good balance and try my best to make it optimal. Okay, so that profited $120. I mean, though, it doesn't have that much movement here. I mean, sorry, that profited 2.79% is what it meant. So in the back test. So let's try a few different ways. How about, just out of curiosity, let's drop it down half as many levels and refresh. See if it outperforms the 2.7, just out of curiosity. And then we'll go the other direction and increase the amount of levels. Okay, so it's about the same. So that's about the same. Okay, so I'm going to increase the levels to 15. Let's see how that fares. So can we beat 2.7%? It's a little better, 3%. But just while I'm doing it, I'm going to try 20. Let's see if we can beat 2.99%. I'll actually kind of start walking my way back down from here towards the 15 amount of towards 15 levels. Yeah, so look, that dropped 2.27. So let's just start going down 19. If there's any random jump, we'll just go with that. Nope, it's the same, 2.27. Let's go down to 18. All right, 2.69. Let's go to 17. I'm just going to keep trying each one until 15. I already forgot what the highest was. I think 277. Or was it like 3? I think maybe it was 2.9. I don't even remember now. Oh, dang it. I did something wrong, guys. I hit confirm. I confirmed it instead of hit back test. That's annoying. That's super annoying. Okay, go back to edit. Continue edit. Alright, here we go. Back test. Yeah, that's funny that I did that. I'm surprised it doesn't ask you if you definitely want to confirm. $2.5, so that actually went down. Let's try 15. So maybe it was better up at 19 or 20 or whatever it was. Yeah, look at that. 15 is the magic spot. We'll try 14. Let's try to walk it down from 15, but so far 15 is the best one. 2.99, so I guess I just might as well go with that. As good as anything I would look at. Yeah, look, it goes down 2.93. So I think 15 is the sweet spot. We'll try 13. Yep. 15 it is. Yep. So I'm going to confirm it at 15 levels. Bot cannot be edited now. It's still finishing. So I'm going to have to wait a few minutes and then I'll have to do it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and check on the smart trades. And then I'll go back and edit that Bitcoin bot to be 15 levels. So Auto's getting close to stopped out, which is so hard after it was so close to the TP1. Tron, it's still up like 5%. I'm just going to let this roll. FET is just a runner. We already took the main profit of the position. XRP is at right under break even. XRP though already hit TP1 also. So let's look at XRP. Yeah, see TP1 hit, but then I add it. Oh look, that buy failed. I guess I added that buy here instead and canceled that one. I would consider adding back to XRP actually, but I just really want to watch Bitcoin, so I'm not adding to any of these. Just gonna watch them. So at most here, we're talking about getting stopped out for like 70 bucks or something, 75. So I'm not worried about that. That still locks some profit so far on the account. And going to the grid bot, let's see if Bitcoin is ready for me to edit it. $15. Confirm. Nope, it's still not going to let me do it. Well, that's really all I'm going to do for this session. I could pull up my journal real quick and see if we left any breadcrumbs in there. Oh, here we go. Alright, so here's my journal for this account. Plan trade ideas, review trade journal from the last few days, top-down analysis, allowed risk per trade, all this type of stuff, right? So going down to my last journal entries, think about adding BTC GridBot, which we ended up adding, changing the ETH GridBot range and grid size. We actually we changed the grid size, we didn't change the range. Check auto position, add stop loss and TP. Okay, so there's a little bit of extra auto on the side that doesn't have a stop loss. Cancel out the FET trade. So that's just to count my runner as a runner or like a moon bag where I don't touch it, which is also like building a portfolio, you know, a more long-term portfolio, just using a little bit of the profits. And yeah, so we already worked on some of that, right? We did this. I guess I can just like unhighlight it. Let me see. There we go. Think about adding BTC GridBot. We did that, so I'm going to unhighlight that as well. Check auto position, add stop loss and TP. I still need to do that and cancel out the FET trade. So I think those were the important things. This is just some basic maintenance here. I could just go and put for today. What is today? 5/31/25. Current exposure at, what was it, 62%? Or 66%? What was it? I mean, we already have that in my trade log, 62%, but I'm just going to put it here too. And you know what? I'll just put a screenshot of the Bitcoin chart. On the daily. All right, I got that in there. So pretty much with my portfolio, I just want to keep locking in the gains. I don't want to give back too much. I need to keep stop losses on, and if the market's going to reset, go back down, whatever dip, let it do it, wait for my opportunities to jump back in. I kind of like this area down here. I'm going to go ahead and delete this, so, well, or I could put it like up here. I think I kind of like that better. Something like that. But I could imagine dipping back down here. I mean, I would even... Excuse me. I would even put on a fib or something on this type of thing. Right? Just as a non-biased way to look at it, that, okay, look, and it kind of matches up with the bottom of this range. Where is it? Right there. So see this low? Right at the 618. So I think that would be the ultimate dip to buy. And that would be playing it really safe. If we did come all the way down there and I can manage to not give back too many gains, then that would be a really good buy, right? For a much more long-term move. So I already got alerts down there. But so I like this just to remind myself to keep in perspective, you know, and this whole range here, I really like this as well. Right. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at. We failed so far these highs, so I don't want to get too greedy and buy in now. We do have a bit of exposure, right? 62% exposure. So I'm just going to be happy knowing I'm exposed to the markets, and otherwise waiting to put the rest of my dry powder to work at the bottom of this kind of range here, right? At 90,000s. So I think I'm really all good. I'm going to try to do this grid bot edit again. If not, I'll just wait and do it in a little bit. Let's see. Edit. Change the levels to 15. Confirm. Yep, it's still not letting me do it. Wait 1 minute. I waited more than a minute. Maybe I just need to refresh this whole page. Well, I'm going to try it one more time. Otherwise, I'll just try to get it a little bit. Here we go. Nope, it's not letting me do it yet. Alright, so I'm going to just leave this up and do it a little bit. But that's going to be it for today, guys. Keeping it really simple. Not overthinking it, more just thinking about my exposure and if I have dry powder to buy the dip. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and my camera just reset. Oh well. I will see you guys soon, and I'll be back on for more. And I don't know, I might, if I'm looking to buy this dip, I'm going to keep watching the market really well tomorrow, and maybe I'll jump back on tomorrow night, and if I'm going to enter any positions. And I'm doing it all live, right? I'm sorry about my camera went off, but I'm just going to jump off now anyway. So we're doing it all live, so I'll be jumping back on if I'm going to make any trades or anything like that. So I know these videos are, you know, very chill and not that much happening, but that's kind of just, I'm just showing the reality of the realness of balancing a portfolio and managing longer term positions like these. And just, I mean, you know, not that this is the way to do it, but this is just me doing it. So documenting my journey. So I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for watching, and keep an eye out for more shorts and other types of content I'm going to be working on. And that's going to be it. So take it easy. Thanks for watching. Ciao, cacao. Peace out. See ya. Bye, bye, bye. See ya.